All right, Star Trek The Next Generation on Blu ray. The very last episode of season 1 is called The Neutral Zone, and this is day 27 of 30 of my 30 days of Star Trek reviews. So here we go. The whole time I'm watching this episode, I'm thinking of like 80s time and that they're trying to sell me to stick with them for another season. And I actually think the episode does a really good job of doing that. This is my audience for today. Are you just gonna watch me? Are you just watching me, you goober? Go to sleep. Alright, so they found a floating ship that was pretty much out of commission, and they're basically just waiting there in space for Picard to show up so they can get about their business. But Data is very, very curious, and he wants to go check it out. So him and Worf beam over, and they find this room full of these capsules, and listen to this music when it reveals what's in there. Or I guess, yeah, it's music. Just like scary dead person. Now listen to how this music is different for the one that Worf finds.
Look at this.
It's you hear like sounds like there's a harp going like and it's like beautiful lady. This guy likes it. This guy likes it. Look at that bouncing guy. Woo. Alright, I realized I may have said day 27 of 30. This is day 28 of 30. So Picard shows back up, and they find out that they need to go to the neutral zone because there's bases getting destroyed and stuff serious. And then he sees that Data has just gone on his own little solo mission and acquired these frozen people. And so he's talking to Data about the timing.
I could not leave them there, Captain. The condition of their vehicle was deteriorating.
But Data, they were already dead.
I like this line.
I mean, what more could have happened to them?
I see your point, Captain. But at the time, it seemed the proper thing to do.
Picard's next line is actually really weird. So Data's right on. He's right on with the Federation philosophy of basically preserve life and everything. But listen to Picard's line here. He's like, he almost like, it doesn't sound like he regrets it, but he's just like, oh, now we have to do what we're morally supposed to do when people are alive. Listen to this.
Well, they're alive now. We're gonna have to treat them as living human beings.
Alive and well and ready to be awake.
He just like says it with this just like disappointed obligation. Ah, they're alive. I guess we're gonna have to treat them like living beings. It's like, yeah, because they're alive. So they revive this first lady, and she gets arguably the best wake up that you could possibly get after being frozen in space. She gets to see Space Dad and Space Mom right there smiling at her. Picard and Beverly, if you didn't gather that. But then it goes full on 60s episodes, original series. Listen to this music. Oh, here's Worf. Oh, so silly. He's an alien. Wah wah. Oh my gosh, that's some cheesy music right there. But I mean, it's falls right in with classic Star Trek. My goodness. So I like these kind of stories. These people from the past. So like the movie Blast from the Past, or this original Star Trek episode Space Seed. This episode, or even the movie Forever Young, Mel Gibson. But Riker's here just explaining what's going on and that they're on a spaceship. And then this guy asks what year it is. So we get a little bit of exposition. We get to find out.
What year is this? By your calendar, 2364.
2364. So just a little bit of space exposition there, or Star Trek exposition. I don't think they've said that the year yet. They always say star date. So it's kind of cool in the show as you watch it. You just learn more and more about. That's a good dribble dribble of exposition there. So all these frozen people had just like minor health issue. Well, minor for 24th century medicine, but actually pretty bad health issues for when they were frozen, which I can't exactly remember what year they were frozen, but they've been frozen for a long time.
What? My heart. Is it?
It's perfectly fine. In fact, all of you are now in excellent health.
It
Look at this
worked.
guy. He looks like he could be Will Ferrell's dad.
I made it.
Anyways, yeah, so she opens them all up and realizes that one person's got kidney issues, one person's got a brain embolism, and one person's got a heart arrhythmia. I can't remember, but she cured them. It took her like 2 minutes. The doc gave me a pill and I grew a new kidney. And the hillbilly guy wants to turn on the TV. He thinks the replicator's a TV, and Riker is all confused at what that could possibly mean.
I believe he means television, sir. That particular form of entertainment did not last much beyond the year 2040.
There you go. So 2040, no more TV. I don't know what you're going to be doing, but we're not on track for that Star Trek prophecy. My goodness. So Troy, the local hypnotist, gets sent to go calm these people from the past down and help them with their sadness and stuff. And again, just like I always love to point out, there's such cool models in the background. So this episode again has the Stargazer in the background of Picard's ready room, but in this random crew quarters, look at what ship's in the background here. You can see it behind her head.
The local shrink?
Look at that.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that term. It doesn't matter.
That's the Enterprise. I guess it's the original Enterprise refit, or it's the Enterprise A, but it's spray painted silver, so that's pretty cool. Reminds me of the micro machines they used to have that were spray painted silver, so I actually guess there's a precedent for that. Boop. But this part is really interesting, where Troy comes into this lady's room and starts talking about what she's so sad about is that she had 2 sons, and she's worried about whatever became of them. So now Troy's actually found her family, and she's on a little computer looking at her family tree, which is pretty cool. So you can actually read it. You've got, I don't know if you can read it on there, but you've got Craig Weiss Raymond, Chris Tesber Raymond, Sarah Paul Raymond, Kevin Scotty, Wendy Ruiz, Greenberg Raymond. I mean, it's just, it's pretty awesome that they could, and I think this is actually pretty accurate. So at this time, with family history, they were probably stored in like microfilms and stuff where you could look through and see family history that way, or in books or whatever. But now you can go online to like Family Search, and you can see your entire family history. So this is actually a pretty cool prediction that I love that the Enterprise computer just has like the entire internet just on it. I don't know if it connects to a database or it's just on the computer. I get the feeling that it's just on the computer from various episodes. Anyway, it's cool that she can look at her family history. She can see 10 generations of her progeny. Just makes you realize how short life is, and that when you're gone, things will carry on after you. But one thing that's different about her looking at family history right here
It's all right here.
is
10 generations of your progeny.
that we're used to looking back in the past.
Everyone I've ever known is dead.
We're used to looking back in the past at family history to see who's come before. She has a unique perspective right now where she's seeing, so she died and she's seeing everything that came after her. I think that would be completely different to look at that and just think that all came, you participated in all of that coming forth. I think that's pretty cool. All right, just because I can't get over all the models in this show, here's an Enterprise D model. Right there, you see it go by real quick. Anyway, Data's gonna go hang out with this guy. They're kind of a cool pair, watching him and Data hang out. Speaking of not the Enterprise D model, but the Enterprise A model that it showed before. I don't know. I think I already said this, but one time I was little kid trying to get my brother's models that he had up in his closet, and I climbed all the way up his closet because I wanted to play with him. So I climbed all the way up there, and I reached and I grabbed it and I pulled it, and they all fell down. I think I did already share this story, but here you go again. Anyway, just seeing that Enterprise A model, it made me feel a little guilty for crushing that because it definitely fell and got destroyed. All right, here's where the episode starts to lose me a little bit. So the super rich guy that's just really cranky and treating this Enterprise like it's an ocean liner that should be offering him the best customer service because he spent so much money. What is with the security on here? It's like, can anyone just walk up to the bridge? I know Picard's like, we're mature enough to control ourselves. It's like, yeah, but you have strangers on your ship. They're just wandered onto the bridge. It's like, come on. So I know that like plot wise, we need this guy to see the threat of the Romulans, but this part gets pretty bad. And this isn't even the worst of it that he made it there. It's once Picard wants him off the bridge that is, it kind of kills it. I'm not gonna lie. But a side note on the 3 people that they unfroze. So you have this guy who's the rich guy. So he's finance. And then you have the lady, family, and then the other guy, fun. So the 3 Fs are these 3 people that got unfrozen. And so you're watching what's important to them and how they deal with essentially missing out on it. So the lady misses her family, he misses his money, and the other guy misses his fun. So it's kind of cool seeing how they're all dealing with it. I really like it. All right, so this guy, I guess his curiosity gets him, and he wants to know who the people on the bridge are talking about.
Get that man off the bridge now.
All right, here goes security. Good response time.
Anywhere, Captain.
Slight resistance. Some warbird decloaking. Pretty incredible ship. And look how small the Enterprise is compared to it. So the thing decloaks. The Romulans talk about that some of their outposts are destroyed, some of Federation's are destroyed. Also, it's probably the Borg because it looks like the outposts have been scooped up off the ground. Anyway, so the Romulans and the Federation around the neutral zone find out that some of their stuff's been destroyed. Anyway, this guy, he just sits there and watches this whole exchange between the Romulans, and he actually does offer a really astute observation about the Romulans that Picard tells him it's a good observation, but he's on the bridge. He's not supposed to be there. Riker said to get him off the bridge, and he's like, I don't want to go. And then the security guards are like, well, he doesn't want to go. What am I supposed to do? So anyway, then all of them just stand there and watch, and it's like, who's running this ship? These security guys. Like, Tasha Yar dies and your security team just falls to crap. Like, again, I know plot-wise we need this guy from the past to be able to watch this future conflict, but it's like, it doesn't work because it breaks the protocol of the ship, and it's supposed to be, it's not really the military, right? Because it's Starfleet, but still, it's like, it ruins the integrity of their whole rank system structure, the fact that there's different, like, ops and security and site, like, it ruins that structure to have it just disregarded so flippantly like this. And I know everyone is amazed looking at the Romulans. Anyway, sorry. That's my soapbox. It just kind of kills the episode when they break protocol so hard like that. So they're basically they figured out the things with the Romulans. That's good. And now they're dealing with these 3 passengers from the past. And Picard is explaining again that there's no material need and there's no want for possessions, and the guy that looks like Will Ferrell's dad says this.
Then what's the challenge?
He's like, if you can't go after money and wealth and power.
The challenge, Mr. Offenhouse, is to improve yourself.
And that's consistent.
Enrich yourself.
That's a consistent message in Star Trek,
Right.
is improve and enrich yourself
Well,
versus
one good thing.
versus going after money and power, etc. So I like that you can almost see that Picard is a little envious of this guy's journey about to start of just improving and enriching instead of trying to get money. So they're gonna dump the people off and let them get another ride to Earth, and Riker's lamenting that they can't keep him on the ship, and then you get a Star Trek's version of let the past die, kill it if you have to, which is the worst way to deal with nostalgia, by the way. this is Star Trek's way of dealing with that same concept, right? So you're an old franchise, new version, and you want to go forward instead of just dwelling on the past. And I think Picard says it perfect that Kylo Ren and Kathleen Kennedy wish they could have said with Star Wars.
Having them on board is like a visit from the past.
That will take us in the wrong direction. Our mission is to go forward,
Ah,
and it's just begun. There's still much to do. Still so much to learn. Engage.
there we go. That clip might have been too long. I may have to go and edit that shorter so they don't get me. No, this is the end of season 1, and it's perfect. You're like, the past is awesome. Let's move forward. Let's learn. Let's grow. Let's engage. And I just think that's the perfect way to deal with it. To be like, we're a renewed franchise. We're going forward. We're not going to just copy the past. We're going to honor the past, but we're going to go forward. So perfect. I would say that this last episode of season 1, is like the baton has been passed, and now the next generation is going to be Star Trek in the 80s after the iconic original series. So I mentioned earlier that I was watching it as if, and I mentioned in another video, watching it as if I'm a person in the 80s who is a diehard 60s TV show fan, watching it very critically, being like, okay, is this going to do it? And I think it did. I think by the end of season 1 that it could win over the original series fans and be something that they want to go forward with. All right. This is in the special features on disc 6 of this box set here, of which the special features are outstanding, old and new, absolutely worthwhile. All of them, recommend. I've watched them multiple times. What is this picture? This is so weird. So this is Gene Roddenberry, like as a bird in a Star Trek uniform. You can see his feet are like warp nacelles. This is weird. And the reason I'm showing this is because so many times during this first season, when they're showing the kind of like the green letters and they're zipping through it really fast, the computer, like Data's reading something really fast, and it's like, there's always this weird picture of a bird with a huge head that goes by, always. So they snuck this in there in those green letters in the computer. I was just like, what is that? And here it is. It's Gene Roddenberry in a bird ship body, and it's super freaking weird. All right, this has been day 28 of 30 of my 30 days of Star Trek reviews, and day 29 is going to be an episode with people from the past, just like this one, but they're not going to be nice people from the past. And that is going to be Space Seed, the original series episode. So I'm going to review that for day 29, and then for day 30, I'm going to review Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. So stay tuned, and thanks for sticking with me thus far. Let me know what you think. Okay, bye.